I think that AOC may have competition for the elected representative with the most wild takes. This is Representative Jasmine Crockett from Texas. Have you heard of this person? She's been pretty viral lately. We're going to go over some of her recent comments, plus some that are a little bit older, but a lot of this stuff is very irresponsible.
This is supposed to be the land of opportunity and the land of the free for all. And so we've got to stand together. So the one plea that I will have is that I want us to stand together. Let's stand with our LGBTQIA community. Let's stand with our immigrant community. Let's stand with black folk. Let's stand with women. Let's stand together because there's more of us than there are of the select few.
Why do that? It's so divisive. Like, there's just no excuse. You're just clearly leaving out white men. Why, we'll continue. I got more to say about that, but
they're pushing this white supremacy agenda. We cannot get caught up in it. And when you look back,
I mean, that's just pathetic. What are you supposed to say to that? Like, just the problem is there are people that actually believe this kind of stuff. Like, I don't know if you've hung out with a group of woke people or just in passing. They eat this stuff up. It's so bad for society.
Back at the playbook of Hitler, when you look back at the playbook of the KKK, it never was just about black people. It's the exact same people that they're pointing fingers at and that they went after. And so I am encouraging everyone to...
And look, her facial expression, the way she's saying that is just like a regular sentence. It doesn't look like she even is kind of aware of how wild what she's saying is. The playbook of Hitler, KKK, come on.
I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel a way and why you can't make me doubt who I am is because...
That sounded like an advertisement for Doge. If you're competent, you're not concerned. I mean, is that not like if you're a competent government employee, whatever, yes, you shouldn't be concerned. Is she like... I think she kind of advertised for Doge there accidentally.
I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't.
What is that just based off? Feelings, a delusion in your head? Like, this is a video where I try not to be too, get into too much insults, but there's just no excuse to be speaking like this. It's so irresponsible. Oh my gosh.
Don't want us to have education. This is why they are trying to literally say we won't fund the HBCUs because they know that if they've already gone after affirmative action and they're saying, you know what, don't allow them to come into, say, these PWIs, as we call them, don't allow them to come into these institutions. We know why they created the HBCUs in the first place. It was because they wouldn't allow us into the white institutions. And so now they're not allowing us in. And now they're saying, you know what, we're also going to defund the HBCUs. You know why? Because they don't want any more Kamala Harrises. They don't want any more Jasmine Crockett's.
She doesn't even know what she's talking about at the end there.
It's more racism. Because essentially what you're saying is that black people, we know y'all know all about going to jail. To be clear, this guy has 34 felonies. I've never been arrested for a traffic ticket. I do want to be clear that there are black.
Why do so many people do that? Oh, my personal story is I don't have a traffic ticket.
Folk that haven't actually experienced jail. I have been in jail, obviously, as a former criminal defense attorney. But I do want to be clear that, as Kendrick Lamar says, they are not like us. He is not like us. So for my clients, I've never had one that had this many charges pending against them, but I've never had anybody come close to him and somehow still be walking free pre-trial. That's not how we get treated when we end up getting locked.
I don't know the entire context of this clip, but you're quoting like a lyric from a song. What is the point of that? These next two clips are around the time of the Kamala and Trump debate.
Apparently, there will not be another presidential debate. I'm sure you watched Kamala Harris and Donald Trump on Tuesday. This has been on again, off again. He says it's not going to happen. What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry. I did not know that that's where you were going with this. Listen, even a blind man could see that it was a man down situation the other day during the debate. You know, one of the phrases that we use as a colloquialism is that we snatch wigs. Well, I'm just telling you, he got his toupee snatched. And so regardless of what type of spinning he's going to try to do, it is clear that he knows that this is a woman that he literally just cannot measure up to. And so absolutely, he doesn't want to go another round because if he didn't think he was knocked down before, he would absolutely recognize it if he went for another round with her.
Yeah, he's knocked down.
President-elect Trump has officially flipped Arizona, adding to his historic win.
Trump sweeping all 7 battleground states.
The only reason we're having this hearing is because somebody got their feelings hurt in a debate. And I don't understand why we're wasting taxpayer dollars. Next time, tell your big boy to show up and be ready to handle the woman in the room who hopefully will become the next president of the United States.
Make America great again. Oh,
Nevertheless, while we do have 2 amazing authors from Project 2025, which it seems like everybody got the memo, like, yes, I'm going to double down and say it's my thing, but I'm going to make sure I also say that it ain't our homeboys thing because we know that it doesn't poll very well with the American people.
Our homeboys thing?
Because the American people are woke enough to recognize that there is nothing good in it for them.
Do you know why those costs have increased?
I didn't.
Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
Ask you a question. The final thing that I will say is that this election is the best example of why y'all are so afraid of diversity, equity, and inclusion, because then you can't have a simple-minded, underqualified white man somehow end up ascending. Instead, you've got to pay attention to the qualified black woman that is on the other side.
This person's like a woke bingo card. She hit so many different squares all at once there. Okay, this one I'm just going to play the first 20 seconds or so. Watch how she starts this interview off.
Joining me now is someone on the front lines of the effort to push back against Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is a Democrat of Texas. She's a member of the House Oversight Committee on DOJ. Congresswoman, welcome. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah.
This is a tricky one.
What was that? Say thank you. Say anything but that. Did you, I'm going to play that one more time. Yeah. That's how you start an interview off? Say it it's good to be here. Hello. That might have been the worst thing you can say. I don't even know if that was a word. It was just a mumble as an introduction. The
House Oversight Committee on DOJ. Congresswoman, welcome. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah.
This is a tricky.
A last clip I'll play here because I actually think she may have already passed AOC with fear-mongering and ridiculousness. Let's take a look.
We've got to do better at education. People don't understand, but you will understand when those hospitals in rural America start closing down even more. You will understand when you don't have your Social Security. You will understand when your Medicaid, your Medicare goes away. You will understand as...
This is just so unserious. Your Social Security is going to go away. All these how do you even argue this? It's so uninteresting. It's good for a YouTube video because it's funny, but it's very disappointing.
Planes continue to fall out of the sky. Soon you will understand why it's important to maybe have somebody that isn't loud and ridiculous, and maybe Sleepy Joe is what we wanted because we could at least sleep at night.
Yeah. Oh, so clever.
Amen.
Anyway, with that said, I'll finish the video. Ridiculous. I actually really had not heard of her that much. A little bit, but not too much. But the last week or so, she seems to be going pretty viral pretty often with some of these takes. But anyway, with that said, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I'll see you in the next video.